When you're working on tax forms, the instruction booklet that comes along with the forms has a really extensive table where you can find your level of taxable income and then see the amount of tax that you would owe on that income. But as we saw within the lesson, those numbers are not as accurate as one might hope, so it's not a bad idea to figure out the amount you owe on your own. You might save yourself a few bucks. And that's what we're going to do in this video. The taxable income for this person is $97,800, and here we have the relevant portion of the tax bracket. And as we saw in an earlier question, that puts them in the 25% bracket, but that doesn't mean that they pay 25% of their total income. Instead, what they do is they pay 10% of the first $18,150. They pay 15% of the next batch between $18,151 and $73,800. And then finally, they pay 25% of the portion over $73,801. So to start out, they're going to pay 10% of the first $18,150 of their income, which is going to be 0.1 times $18,150. Next, they're going to pay 15% or 0.15 of the amount between $73,800 and $18,150, and the way we calculate that is by subtracting $73,800 minus $18,150. That's the portion of income that's subject to 15% tax. Then the last batch they pay 25% on. That's the difference between their actual income, $97,800, because that lives within this range, minus the previous boundary, which was $73,800. Now we're going to calculate each of these percentages and then add the results, and that's going to tell us the amount of tax that's due. So 10% of $18,150 works out to be $1,815. The next multiplication, 15% of that difference, is $8,347.50. And finally, 25% of this difference is $6,000 even. So now the way we're going to calculate the amount of tax they owe is to add those three amounts. And when you add those three amounts, the result is $16,162.50. And that is the tax that would be due for this person.